So this is the makeup female veil and SFX.
Jack has a cold, unless you can't tell, so apologies if he's sounding a bit...
I blame all of you for con bunk. So yeah, this is the makeup panel. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start by doing Kelly's Ellis makeup, and then we're going to draw her, and then she's going to take over and do sort of general makeup stuff. So if you guys have any questions at any point, because I'll be mainly looking, unfortunately, at a face, not looking at you. So these guys will be eyes and ears to sort of get questions on questions, yeah? While I'm walking through her face.
Throw things. At some points people might ask questions that we already are going to answer as we go along, so if we say you'll find out, you'll find out.
Stage 1, hair.
This is how you do long hair in a week.
Nick's old jobs, doing makeup.
I used to be a musician. You used to be a musician. Family especially.
You should make everyone in jail also.
Everyone in jail. Speak brave.
Have my mirror and I'll disappear in my hands forever.
There is something between your legs. You don't know.
My jelly casserole.
Slaps it with fire.
Good job, Nigel. Good job.
Who does it skip?
Good. Every makeup pack ever, first of all, should always come with an emergency butterfinger. For man makeup, the best complexion that you have is your own skin. Because generally, and this is obviously not super fishy anime, whatever that is. We don't usually do that. If you haven't noticed, we don't really do anime very much. But the things like Left 4 Dead, Last of Us, all this sort of thing, we're talking rough, ready men. Not questionable anime men.
Or Loki.
Or Loki. Loki obviously uses a lot of foundation. But for things like this, we're not going to use it. Like I said, at any point you guys have questions, just put your hands up. But if you are going to be doing foundation and whatnot, I'm sure we can all suggest different primers and whatnot. But the most important thing is clean your face. Be really, really kind to your face. Cleanse your face, tone your face. Be kind to your skin. And then obviously moisturise. Let that dry, because a lot of people just go, wash, moisturise, primer, foundation, go. They don't allow each layer to dry. And if you're not letting it dry, you're not letting a shield form on your face.
Thank you.
This is one which was actually suggested on Tumblr to me. This is the primer that I use for a lot of stuff. It's called Smashbox Photo Finish. Does anyone else use that?
Cool, that means it exists over here.
Yeah, Smashbox Photo Finish is a primer specifically made for sort of light conditions and photo shoots and everything like that, so it keeps it nice and matte underneath. And then you guys will use different primers.
The good thing about this stuff is, unlike most makeup primers which go on very light and thin, this stuff is actually just like putting pure silicone on your face, so it goes on very thick. It makes your skin feel amazing, but it works really well as a base when you're running around sweating in a
That's a
con.
different one. This is Smashbox primer for photography. The one that you're talking about, in fact, thank you so much, is a toner by Kryolan called Prep Skin Prep. Kryolan Skin Prep is made for stage conditions. So what it does is it forms a barrier between your face and your makeup, so it means that sweat can't make it up. It will cause you to break out horrendously at the end of the convention because it's blocking all your air, but it will not let you sweat through it. So yeah, it's called Kryolan Skin Prep.
With that one, definitely test it first to make sure your skin's okay with it, because it makes your skin go very tight.
Yeah, very, very tight. You have to put that on, let it dry, and you will feel it getting tighter and tighter as it's closing up all your pores and whatnot. So that's a toner. This is the primer that I tend to use to make up. Cool. Also, just on a thing of foundation and whatnot, who else here suffers from the awful, oh, you look so tired all the time, dark circles? I did until we came to America and we were messing around with makeup. Well, these guys, because Sasha unfortunately took us into Sephora, which was
Why
dangerous
buy money?
for costumers. And we were messing around with stuff, and this woman was like, "Do you actually want some help?" I was like, "Okay, might as well act like we're customers." And I said, "Yeah, I have constant dark circle syndrome." She went, "Come with me, come with me." It is called Hourglass. Have any of you heard of that make before? Hourglass, neither had I. Hourglass, and it's, I think it's $30. $30 for this.
It's not horrendous.
Yeah,
Could be worse.
I don't actually have it on me. It's about that big, if not a bit bigger. It just dabs underneath and hides. And she did it, and I turned to these guys, and they just went, like, they double took, because suddenly I didn't look
This
like...
is how you looked 8 years ago.
So yeah, it's great for under the eyes, and it's worked great so far for this convention. Yeah, Hourglass, just look for, I think it's like an under-eye concealer, so it's something like that. Now, on to makeup. As many of you who have been to this time before already know about Kelly's Disney face syndrome. It's much easier for other faces to be made than human faces, but for someone like Kelly, it's a little bit more difficult because she's got little Disney princess face. So, contouring is going to be the main thing that we do on her. So I've got, these are just two contour crayons. Oh, yeah. Cool. So yeah, I'm going to be facing them. You can see. The wonderful thing about these is it comes with a little guide as to where to put it. If you're doing it. Right. So the idea for the idea for this is that you're basically squaring off your face. So I'm going to do it quite boldly on Kelly. See how the green. I will just like I will draw something to raise on. And what you're going to start seeing is this. So I'm sort of basically marking this out now. So, done. So this is the basic side that you're going for on that side. Basically you're going for with that.
Finished!
Yeah, so this is the profile that you're going to be doing and then blending in. Basically. Yes? We give you our class?
Yes.
Everyone goes silent.
This, Jack is using a sponge as if that's what he usually does. He usually just smears everything with his hands.
I have to look reasonably professional. So basically what you're doing by doing this on the jawline is bringing out your jawline that can slay people's lives.
I really hope you do both sides.
No. No, it's fine. These are
Barry M.
Barry M. Do you guys have Barry M over here? Oh, good. Well, yeah.
Barry M stuff's good as well because it's all like cruelty free and all that sort of jazz.
It's also nice and cheap.
It's also cheap. Hey!
This is Flawless Chisel Cheeks Contour Cream Highlighter Cheeks. Chisel Cheeks.
Yes.
So, would you guys suggest working with sort of the face that you have, or would it be too ludicrous to try and, like, you know, create another type of shape face with your face?
I'm constantly, because I've got such oval face, I'm constantly
Scarlett Johansson's got such a rounded cheekbone that I put darker here and sort of curved it round. And these guys were freaked out because I'm now in the mirror like, I'm going to see where my natural curves are, and then when I pulled my face down and sort of smoothed it all in, it gave you the natural ridge. But it's all about looking at what you want it to look like going on makeup profiles, like going on looking at the people's faces all the time, so you just look like a mass murderer, you're just like, and then just seeing how their face shape looks, and then just experimenting as much as you want to try and see how it works, because people's face shapes, like if you want to do people that are in acting and people that want to do video game characters, they're all so different, but doing stuff like what Jack's doing here with Kelly, like different contouring and highlighting, it can change your face shape so dramatically that it'll work. It will really work.
Basically, you want to look at a picture of them in decent lighting, not like studio bright lighting, sort of fancy photography.
Or in the movie where it's got a filter over it or something.
Look for the natural shadows and highlights on their face, rather than at them. Look at the lines. As if you're drawing a picture, where would you put the dark? Where would you put the light? And those mimic that on your face. So,
Some woman online who really dramatically changes her face into various TV characters. What is it?
Promise Fawn, her name is.
Promise Fawn, there you go.
There's loads of
She's like, if you saw her in the street and one of her makeup things, you wouldn't ever recognise her if you know her all your life. That's how good she is. She can change her face into anything.
But it is all about like the contouring and highlighting. You can change your shape so dramatically. It's fantastic.
Just literally just practice as much as you can. Just literally get pictures, like Becky said, just have pictures on your computer, have a mirror, and just go back and forth, back and forth.
I think for the Scarlett Johansson makeup did yesterday, I think I practiced it like 4 or 5 times. Like, yeah, like if you just keep doing it, then it'll eventually be like, okay, I know where this needs to go and this needs to go. But I've not gone out in any of that makeup before. I just did it at home. Went to these guys, what does this look like? Where do we change it? And then did it again. Took it off, did it again. So it's just constant practice, constantly seeing how you need to do it. But yeah, just highlighting and contouring.
One thing I point out, if you want to look like someone in particular, pay special attention to their eyebrows.
Yeah.
It like really changes your face if you've got thin curly eyebrows and they've got like thick bushy ones, or they've got long ones. Eyebrows. Like it's something you can just completely forget to do, but
I never used to do my eyebrows, and then 2 years ago I discovered them.
Sasha never used to do eyebrows.
Discovered I had, and
You
then
discovered you had eyebrows.
my eyebrows are so pale, like without them I just look bald. So now I started drawing them on. Like again, you can change your face so dramatically with how they look. Like men eyebrows are quite thick and bushy.
Good thing about it as well, that the thick eyebrow will give you a shadow over your eyes, so that will completely change the structure of your bones.
Gives you a strong brow shape as well.
Yeah, shadow there. Yeah. You can make them lower, you can make them higher. They're a great place to start.
And a good tip I've learned for like lips, if you've got a character who's got quite pronounced lips, is to shadow underneath your lip line
And that bit
and
under the
this
nose.
bit, like the bow of your the bow of your lip, and then you smudge it in. It makes your lips suddenly look like they are voluptuous. So that, yeah, it's just looking up different makeup tutorials. Like I've learned all of mine on YouTube and just practice. I'm sure that these guys have done pretty similar things.
It's also like if anyone's doing Loki, the Loki Tom Hiddleston has very, very, very thin lips. So if any of you suffer like I do, usually I just sort of go over them in like foundation or whatever. The best thing I've now discovered to do is leave the inside bit pink and then do the outside bit whiter, and then it gives you still gives you the mouth, but it makes just your mouth look thinner rather than your entire mouth just disappearing to try and look thinner. It draws less attention.
So what have you done to Kelly while we've been talking
Oh, I
about
don't
it?
know. If you guys saw the T-shirt I did on her face, so Simba, and then down the nose, because basically it's again, this is very generic man makeup of attracting attention to this area of your face, especially towards the nose. So you want to try and highlight the nose as much as you can, and you can then highlight the nose by doing the triangle sides of your nose as well. Because yeah, you want to basically make your face look as angular as possible. And now I'm just sort of giving a big bushy.
Big bushy brow.
Young man.
Most of the time, literally just use grease paint for anything. videos we do it more pronounced, I'd say. We do stronger makeup.
Basically, the purpose of contour and highlight is it's where the light catches your face. That will show up more. So you do the T shape to pronounce the brow. The light catches the T shape and it looks more pronounced. For video, you can go as extreme as you want, basically, because lighting on video is very different to standing over a microphone. But you need to make it all show up more. The video can wash you out.
It's a good idea if you're about to start filming something to take some photos with the makeup you have. See, like if you need to add anything or
In the
change
lighting that you're going to use
Yeah.
as well. So if you've lit a room specifically to make a video, go in there, take a picture of yourself, no flash, and check that you like how it looks. Because the last thing you want to do is get to the end of the film and suddenly go, oh, I hate that.
Anyone who's done theatre will know how differently someone on stage looks to how they look in person. Anyone who hasn't done theatre, those flawless faces that you see on stage, as soon as you get close to them in person, they are caked in about half inch of makeup, and they tend to be a solid colour, which is very unnatural. And it's the same for film, because you want this stuff to show up on your video, and you can edit the colouring in video so easily as well to make things less dark or brighter. Hi.
Stipples.
Oh, so proud of you guys.
It's nice because it's a stipple sponge covered in Jack's fake beard. More legit.
Yep. The stipple sponge and just brown grease paint, flat grease paint. One of the best things, and in fact you talk of this, with Tony Stark, everyone like that, is no matter what colour beard you're doing, first of all put shadows on. So you're just going to be basically doing a very enjoying the costumes.
It's fine, just do that and it'll be a scratch. That's the word.
Did someone not dab the excess off their
I
sponge?
didn't dab.
Well done.
Always remember to dab.
How do you determine what color, what shades of contour and highlight to use?
Anything I have to. She's very best to ask.
Depends on the character first off. And also your own skin tone as well.
I would say do lighter than you think you need at first, because
You can always go darker when you do
if
it.
you've got a black wig on and you're tempted to go straight for black, it's possibly going to look ridiculously dramatic. I've done a few times.
I always heard it would be like 2 shades darker and 2 shades lighter combination.
Yeah, you go.
Go to Sephora or another makeup place like that because they know what you need and they will tell you. And then ask for samples, steal those samples and find it cheaper somewhere else.
If you're doing sort of stubble as well, start with a lighter colour and then go darker because a beard is not one solid colour. If you put on a just black, it's not going to look natural.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about that in a second fact because what you can do with beard as well is one big thing is going along the jawline again. So you do dark at the bottom of the jawline, highlight the jaw more. Is something else that we discovered is you do your beard, you do it all through, and then you get a lighter colour, and you do with your stipple sponge again, sort of on top of it, and
Really sparsely.
really sparsely, and it gives it more depth rather than one solid colour.
It makes it seem like the skin showing through. It's very rare someone will have a short beard where you can't see their skin through the beard.
Yeah, layering colours really nice. I mean, we're not the best at this, but we. Hope you're enjoying getting to see it.
It's not.
It's fine, we'll give it to everyone else on the plane tomorrow with this recycled air. Any other questions? Good, let's go.
Do you ever do use the facial appliances like you see on some of the shows like Face Off, and where you're adding things and then building up makeup over it to really
You
change
mean
your
like
face?
prosthetics over the top?
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
We'll be covering that in the next
We will be covering that.
This is something that people always forget. They stop at their jawline and go, good. No man's beard stops at their jawline.
Neck beard all the way down.
But not just the neck. It's not just a big
Right, while I just leave with that, I'm just going to quickly fill some space with So I discovered recently what I've done my nick beard with today.
When you get a chance, look at Jack's face closely because that's not paint on his face, that's actual hair.
So I did this festival where these guys were at the pool, and I washed it all off because I did it wrong. It's the first time I did it with this, and I did it wrong. So, who's had our... This is gross. Stipple wax.
No.
No? Wonderful.
It's called stubble paste sometimes.
Stubble paste, it's also called. I literally got that for this convention to try it out, and it seems to have worked. Do not do the mistake I did at first and just... It's like an expensive glue
Prick
stick.
stick, basically.
All over, and then I just went, shh, it doesn't work like that. So, what you want to do is do it along your jawline again, just like we do with Kelly, starting at the jawline, and then this is called, I don't know if you'll have this in, over here, it's
Oh,
called
they will.
Nanogen. It's hair thickening fibres for guys who are going bald.
It's basically teeny tiny bits of hair that stick to your hair and make you look less bald.
So, you can then...
You've seen the infomercials over here. There's a lot of guys over here who don't want to go bald.
So, yeah, it's tiny little hair fibres. Yeah, I made the mistake first, like Kelly's method of making a solid block. It doesn't work like that. It looks good. You can also get these in different shades, so you can, if it is a big bushy sort of stubbly beard, you can do 2 layers of different colours to give more texture, more depth. But what I've done with this is I've done it darker along the jawline and made it lighter as it goes up, giving it more of a natural look. I love these costumes. These costumes are the best.
Yeah, so you kind of answered it for us, but how do you attach like longer beards and stuff like that? Because we did skinny and beauty and it was inches to get out, but for the full beard, it's really difficult.
The easiest way to do it is get a beard appliance on a lace back. That's what I used for Hawk the other day, and it's so much easier than sticking cream onto your face. And cleaner, yes.
So much less itchy.
The only downside to them is they're not cheap because most of them are human hair beards. So you have to pay, what was ours? £40. So that's
$40.
And then it was like 70.
Artist sells lace squares that you can do like, just put on your face if you want like a really long straight beard. They'll sell like just like what a lace front wig is. They have that in square form. But they're great. They're really pricey. They're like one size is like 40, another size is 70.
They also has cheap.
But you get your point and save and spend other purchases.
I also saved the extra lace I trim off from my lace front in case I want to make something weirder about that.
You can also look online at theater websites. If anyone was here yesterday, I was Fangirl with the mustache and goatee. I actually got them from a New York theater company. It's based in New York. It honestly cost me $15 for both pieces plus shipping. New York theater company.
Probably cost about that much in shipping to us anyway.
So the lesson is do your research.
They're all just kind of running.
I
The
don't
lesson
think
is don't live in England.
Especially not at the moment.
Anyone else?
Do you have any tips on like making yourself look younger? Because I have a tendency to be attracted to, ooh, I want to cosplay this 13-year-old as I'm now in my mid-20s. So now I'm like very nervous and I'm like, oh, this is gonna look awful, and everyone's gonna be like, you're too old to be doing that character. But it's like, oh, I'm starting to get crow's feet, and I'm like, how do I make myself look like this tiny baby?
So you want to get some of that deep concealer stuff on your eyes.
I use a like primer called Baby Skin, and I put baby skin on my hand. It's like Maybelline, and it's just a primer. So you put some of that on your hand and then some of your concealer, mix it together, and then just put it on, and that will cover. It covers all the flaws. It covers like where you've got any wrinkles, and it just makes your skin look really smooth. And then where Jack is doing like really heavy contouring to show off angular faces, younger faces are still quite round. Yeah. So you want to do like softer contouring, like if any at all, because it's so.
I'd say more highlight than dark. You want to be like brighter.
And you brush it.
If it's a female character, you want to put rosy cheeks because
Even for like little boys, like just
Yeah.
When
Just
I
rosy
did
cheeks.
Parles, I went all the way to put clear mascara on my eyelashes. Very clear mascara, which is meant to be used as a base usually, which makes your eyelashes look bigger. And what you want to be doing is attracting attention to your eyes more than anything.
Look online for tutorials on how to make my eyes look bigger, because there's ways with eyeliner and things. you can
White
do as well.
eyeliner on
Yeah,
your
white
waterline.
Preferable to white is skin tone eyeliner that you can get, which just you put on the waterline of your eye, and it will sort of counteract any redness there and make your eyes look sort of bigger and more awake.
Doing underneath excuse you. Doing underneath the eyebrows as well will close the gap between the eyebrows and your eyes. Smaller and drawing less attention basically. Sorry. I know.
Hold on, love. Thank you. So, for kind of across the board, what have individually you found most difficult to do makeup-wise, whether it was starting out or currently, that you felt like was the most opposite of what your favorite was to try to pull off?
I hate doing eyebrows. What?
I told you.
Eyebrows are the worst, right? Sisters not twins. Sisters not twins, yeah. Like doing just my own eyebrows for my everyday makeup, I'm like consistently doing them 2 or 3 times. It's like, no, they're not the same, they're not sort of even, they're not the thickness that I want.
Sisters, not twins.
You know, yeah. So your eyebrows are meant to be similar but not exactly the same, not like a sort of flipped mirror image of the other, because it just look odd. Like your face isn't exactly symmetrical. Yeah,
Stuff you found
yeah, stuff like that.
lips, because it always goddamn comes off.
Literally within seconds.
Yeah.
The worst thing.
What are you talking of lips?
Literally.
This is a MAC lipstick. So MAC is, you guys definitely have MAC.
Yeah,
We rated that store as well. This is, wow, it's already come on. This is a matte one, naturally transformed 85 it's called. Yeah, naturally transformed. This is where I give it a bright red one. Oh,
Yeah, whenever you're doing lipstick for your lips and you're doing man makeup especially, make sure it's a matte one. You do not want anything shimmery on your, glossy on your lips. Plus side is as well, if it's matte it stays on longer. Anything that's shimmery, glittery, glossy comes off like 100 times quicker, so I should have moisturised my lips. It's
you can also get, you guys have Lush over here, this is one that I use. It's a lip scrub, lip sugar scrub. Takes off all the dead skin first, and then you put on some like just Vaseline, Nivea sort of lip balm, and then you put this on top. You can also get lip coat, which I've heard is meant to be good for sealing lipstick in as well. Apparently it stings like hell. Suffer for your art.
Breaks my lips are a bit dry, but it's all good.
Carry it on you if you can, especially if you're at the con all day drinking.
Why have I just got a smudge on my nose?
Because I was going to do his little cut on his nose, but then I got excited. I'm meant to be saving that.
Can't tell me what to do.
Don't tell me what I don't trust.
Thank you.
So yeah, lace from beers, everything. But more importantly than anything, when it comes to man makeup, is just your own face and how you present it to the camera.
I don't know what we're talking about. What are we talking about?
One technique that someone actually taught us back home at Alcon is if you, well actually 2, I got one from America's Next Top Model or something, which is when you stand and do photos, you lift your chin up and pop it out like that, you'll bring out your jawline, and then when you do that, if you put your tongue to the top of your mouth,
Pulls in this bit under here. Try it now. If you put your fingers underneath your chin and you try and press as much of your tongue to the top of your mouth as possible, you'll feel this part lift up.
so when you do, if anyone's doing Loki, you need that jaw to come out. That's how you do that. Every photo, yes it is Loki, none of you